Some of the best and brightest high school basketball stars on display tonight. It is the 4th annual BioSteel All-Canadian game as Team Red and Team White go head-to-head next on TSN.
Wow, that was sweet. Guys got some serious hops.
They possess jaw-dropping athleticism and nasty skill. It's no longer a secret. Canadian high schoolers can flat out ball.
Oh my goodness!
Tonight, they take their game to the next level. It's the 4th annual BioSteel All-Canadian game on TSN. Now. Beautiful night in downtown Toronto as the Goldring Center at the University of Toronto is once again host to tonight's star-studded game. Fans piling in to get a glimpse of these talented young men that you see behind me. Hello, Canada, and welcome to the BioSteel All-Canadian game. My name is Kate Burness. It's hard to believe that this is already the 4th year, and the alumni of this game, they're making names for themselves, not only in the NCAA, but now the NBA. More on that in just a moment. But first, we tell you this every year, but the talent here just keeps getting better and better, and that is certainly the case here tonight. We can't wait to follow the careers of these young men playing in this star-studded showcase. Now, the most notable alumni, absolutely no doubt, it is Jamal Murray from the Denver Nuggets, nearly averaging 17 points in his sophomore year. And just news breaking a couple hours ago, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from Kentucky, he announced that he will enter the NBA draft, and you see O'Shea Brissett there as well, so critical in Syracuse's run in March Madness. Now, who should you be looking for tonight? With that, let's send it over to Rod Black.
Thank you, Kate. We are so blessed to have Jack Armstrong. First BioSteel game.
My thrill. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm excited about it.
And tonight we're just happy to have you. We might be the oldest guys in here tonight, but it's so good to see some of these young high school stars. A year ago, a guy who shone brightest in this game wasn't even really on the radar before the game, Lugan Stewart out of Montreal.
Well, Stewart is a fabulous talent, Arizona State signee, and when you think about a guy, just a high energy, high flyer, outstanding two-way player, can really slash to the basket, finishes with authority, got a little bit of Russell Westbrook type in his game, combo guard, will develop into a point guard as time goes on, but he can play both guard spots and score first type of guard, and tough guy to play against.
One of the co-MVPs last year, played for Team Red. He will play for Team White tonight as we play Red against White. Look for Dort, look for another big man, Jaden Bediako, who wears the glasses kind of like Horace Grant did, and Emmanuel Miller, a couple of locals who will be watching for Team White. For Team Red tonight, some history. First time ever a Saskatchewan player plays in the BioSteel game.
And I think it's a great opportunity for him. You know, when you look at him right now, Henry, he's a terrific player. High school, 28 points, 7 boards a game. Outstanding player, and obviously comes here, as you mentioned, with a heavy heart.
Heavy heart tonight. Knew some of those hockey players on that Humboldt Broncos bus, and will dedicate this game tonight to those players. Noah Kirkwood, look for him. He's headed to Harvard, Jack Armstrong. Smart kid, too.
Absolutely. We'll be working for him someday, that's for sure.
And Keyshawn Saunders. Some of the players we're going to watch as Red and White unite again tonight. Last year it was Lugan Stewart. We saw Jamal Murray. Who will BioSteel the show this year? Kate?
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. And a little later on the broadcast, we'll introduce you to our newest member, Kelsey Wright-Johnson. Can't wait. Kia Nurse is going to stop by. A full slate of events tonight. Don't go anywhere. Tip-off between Team Red and Team White. It is coming up next on TSN.
The 2018 BioSteel All-Canadian Basketball Game is brought to you by BMO.
Back at the Goldring Center, downtown Toronto, University of Toronto campus. Starters being introduced here tonight, jam-packed again for the 4th annual BioSteel game. seeing some of the young stars that we're going to be talking about, Jack, a few years down the road for sure.
Absolutely, and you consider the growth of the sport nationally and the number of players playing in the NBA right now, NCAA, WNBA, women's college basketball, overseas. It's just booming, and this is just another example of it tonight. So many wonderful young players assembled in this room.
We are in the golden era of Canadian basketball right now, and it just might be the start. We should tell you that all of these players, top 24 selected players born in 1999 or later, who are either Canadian born or enrolled in a Canadian institution. And already some of these players have commitments to major institutions in the United States next year.
Well, and when you consider the excitement of that decision these young men make, committing to these colleges, it's a start of something really special.
This guy was a monster a year ago, Lugan Stewart from Montreal. Look for him today as he...
Arizona State signee, big-time player.
Dan Van Oren is the coach for Team Red, coach of the University of Calgary Dinos, who just won the youth sport championship.
Yeah, national championship, yeah.
There's Jonathan Kabongo. Watch for him. His brother Mike, of course, now plays in France, was a highly coveted player. Jaden Bediako, big man. Standing reach of 9 feet 2 inches, a wingspan of 7 feet 1 out of Brampton. Played in the BioSteel game last year.
Yeah, and obviously a guy that is a developing big man with great rebounding skill.
Got those goggles on. Team Red starters that we're going to be watching for Dan Van Horen's team. And there are a couple of guys that can seriously ball, including this young man who was the slam dunk champion last night up at Orangeville Prep at the Athlete Institute. Daniel Saki out of Winnipeg. Look for this guy, Noah Kirkwood, who's headed to Harvard.
Yep, he's a good all-around player, can play a number of different positions, real good versatility.
We'll play with Danilo Juricic. Played in this BioSteel game last year. Tyrese Samuel. Look for him as well. For Team Red out of Montreal. Number of players out of Quebec. Casey Izeagu as well. We'll watch him tonight as all of these stars, rising stars, take to the court here at the U of T.
Defensive player of the year in his conference. 11 points, 10 boards, close to 3 blocks a game. And here's our Team Red starters right there, Roddy.
Tyrese Samuel, Quincy Guerrier, Noah Kirkwood, Daniel Saki, Casey Izeagu. Getting ready for the tip here tonight. Should be some highlight reel stuff. I think we're going to see some garbage out of here tonight. I have a feeling.
I would say so.
I think you're going to get a couple of hellos.
High
school hellos.
High school hellos. We're okay for it. And here we go. Let's
get it going.
Let's get it going.
Red against white, 2018. And it's Bediako and Izeagu who we're going to jump here at the U of T. 4 12-minute quarters, basically NBA rules, 24-second shot clock, and Bediako right down the middle to Lugan Stewart. Delano Banton. There's Kabongo going baseline. Back out and a turnover early on. Here's Daniel Saki, the Winnipegger.
Yeah, and he can change speeds. He's terrific getting into the heart of the defense. Knows how to run a club, and as you mentioned earlier, Rod, slam dunk champion last night.
Smallest player, by the way, in the BioSteel game is 5'9". He's got serious springs. There's the three-point attempt, and Daniel Saki starts off the BioSteel game with a triple.
Well, he can do that. He's improving shooter, 24 points, 8 assists a game, but he knows how to run a team. But obviously, that's a big, important factor for him. Valparaiso signee.
Lugan Stewart missed the other end of the alley-oop from Emmanuel Miller, and Miller going in for the rebound. Now here comes Team Red once again. Saki quickly to the rack, and another 2 points. And so far, it's Saki 5, White nothing. Emmanuel Miller the other way, and we got a track meet early on.
Well, both of these teams are just going to get out and go, and Miller, really good young player as well, under 19 World Cup gold medalist for Canada.
Delano Banton, a little finger roll, sweet to the hoop.
Yeah, very nice. Good end zone to end zone play right there. Tremendous handle.
He'll be playing at Western Kentucky. He's committed there with the
Hilltoppers. Yep.
Yes. Noah Kirkwood getting it inside Isiago, and there's Delano Banton again with the steal. Now decides to take it again to the basket. He's going to go to the line. He's going to shoot the old-fashioned three-point play.
And he reclassified. He could have stayed in school another year, and he is a guy that's a tremendous facilitator. Look at the long strides, the crossover, beautiful move, going right down the hole of the defense. Really graceful player.
And knocks it down.
A little salute after the free throw. I like that.
Go. 18-year-old out of the Rexdale area in Toronto. Saki giving it off, and back it comes out to Kirkwood, playing in his second BioSteel game. Samuel, watch closely there. Some good D here. Kirkwood, and the tap back right there from Quincy Guerriere out of Montreal.
And he's a junior. His stock is rising rapidly. His second BioSteel game.
He's at the Thetford Academy, north of Montreal. There's a air ball. Back come Team Red. Kirkwood will run the floor. Noah Kirkwood, good handles here. Resets. For a while it was all 33s in this game, and there's Saki again, knocking it down for three.
Well, and it's his birthday as well, Roddy, so happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday indeed. Had a pre-birthday party last night, winning that slam dunk competition. We'll have some highlights of that a little bit later on. It's also his opposing coach's birthday tonight. Charles Kissy, the coach for Team White, and to the basket, and the whistle and a foul on Guerriere.
Team White, number 0, Lugan Stewart.
18-year-old out of Montreal. This was his putback to get on the board.
Yeah, missed shot there in the corner. Got to the weak side. Good job by Guerriere that time. And he's a guy that keep an eye on him. He's a defensive guy, energy guy, gets on the offensive glass, can shoot the ball, and great size at 6'8".
Playing against his good buddy tonight, Lugan Stewart. So they got a little rivalry. Might be chirping a little bit at each other tonight. Dort is quiet so far. Again, was the MVP a year ago. Here is Jonathan Kabongo. Banton now. It's a drive baseline, kicking it back out. Stolen again by Team Red. And stolen right back. Banton can't get it. Back to Miller. Spins inside. Nice little baby hook.
Emmanuel Miller really doing a good job that time with the finish around the basket.
And a little block at the other end on both sides. Kabongo dishes it off to Dort, and he is dropped and fouled as he had that block by Isiago.
Isiago, good play that time, breaking that play up, and but beautiful push that time, going to the basket strong with authority, but great hustle back to change that shot. And talked about Miller before. Look at him right. Banton, and then Miller with the opportunity around the basket. A little spin move. Getting hooked up inside by Dort.
Lugan Stewart has the bullseye on him so far in this ball game.
Well, it's early. You don't want to peak too early, Rod.
He's 19 years old on April 19th, and he has his first point here.
But he's going to be a good one. I mean, I just love the energy that he plays with, the toughness. He'll be an outstanding collegiate guard, can play both guard spots, and just put such pressure on you at the point of attack.
Junior Farquhar's into the game, so is Addy Patterson. That's number 22, Jabril Price-Noel of Scarborough.
And his shot is improving, and you can see it there. Shot it with confidence. His shot preparation was excellent that time.
Both teams going to their benches early on. Banton strong to the basket.
I like this kid a lot. He's got an explosive first step. Beautiful, graceful strides, and he can finish at the rim.
Addison Patterson. And another bucket here for Team Red, opening up a 4-point lead.
Samuel with that bucket.
And Lugan Stewart marks his arrival to the 2018 game.
Well, he does that so well. You know, in the transition game, he's a tremendous slasher. Look at him getting through 2 defensive players and the finish, and he has the strength to absorb contact and go right through it.
So subs coming in again.
And you know, you think about him, he's developing as a guard, and he's going to have an opportunity to play for Bobby Hurley, who was one of the all-time great collegiate guards at Duke for Mike Krzyzewski, and played a little bit in the NBA before he had a serious accident, and he's had an outstanding coaching career. University of Buffalo and now Arizona State. So he's going to be playing for a terrific coach.
So far, Daniel Sackey's the leading scorer with 8 points. Against Dort is on the board. Seeing some defense here. Chatted with both coaches on Saturday up at the Athlete Institute.
And usually defense is a forbidden word at an all-star game.
They weren't sure what to see, but guess what? There's some trapping going on here. There's some D being played. Kirkwood misses. Bursting inside baseline. Dort trying to go up again, and he's fouled by Noah Kirkwood. Fresh off a U Sport championship, there is Calgary Dino head coach Dan Van Horn. What a great season for him. 18 years at the UFC, Jack.
Yeah, a nice chat with him earlier, and obviously coming off a championship year. Great accomplishment for him.
And from Team Red and to Team White.
The Brock Badgers.
The Brock Badgers. Charles Kissy celebrating his birthday today, 37.
You're supposed to say 29.
You're right. He apprenticed under Dwayne Casey a few years ago in a mentorship program. Said it did a lot for his confidence, became a head coach. That's just off the rim. Back come Team White. Beyond Edgem. Now Dort makes it move. And Lugan Stewart.
We talked about that. He's explosive going to the basket. Nice pass by Edgem as well.
Price-Noel stolen now. Cassius McNeely running the floor. Back out to Kabongo for 3. Misses there. Samuel fast up the court to Addy Patterson.
Nice finish that time. Lots of contact. Patterson, good job keeping the concentration.
Youngest player in this event, just 16 years old, is Addison Patterson out of Milton, Ontario. Goes to Athlete Institute Prep. Plays his AAU ball with CIA bounce. There's a bounce pass inside and an easy bucket that time for Adon McCoy. Edmonton, Alberta.
Well, that's the great thing now. You're getting players from all over the country, and the sky's the limit. You look at the talent level here this evening. Some remarkable young players with real good skill and an understanding of how to play the game, and they play it hard.
Skill level has increased so much through the years. North of the border.
And knowing how to play too. I think that's such a big thing. You know, all the little concepts and really being able to figure it out in the 5-on-5 game.
3-pointer for Jonathan Kabongo.
Well, he dialed that baby up. He's a Virginia Tech signee, and he's going to be a good one there. Buzz Williams does a wonderful job there at Virginia Tech in the ACC.
A little defense there. He will send Tyrese Samuel to the line when we come back. Here to the Goldring Center. Lugan Stewart, last year's MVP. Off and running already. 23-18, Team White.
My name is Daniel Sackey from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Went to Thornton Lee Secondary School. Next year, I'll be going to Valparaiso University. Me, I'm expecting nothing less than go to the tournament. I have big goals going as a freshman, and that's one of my main goals is going to making the tournament as a first year. I would always run around the house as a little kid, and my mom would get so fed up because I'd always hurt myself. So she'd take me to a park down the street and just tell me to go run for 2 hours or an hour, and I guess that's how I got fast.
Daniel Sackey, way to listen to mom. You know what they call him?
The Winnipeg Jet.
The Winnipeg Jet.
Yeah.
He's fast and he can fly.
And he can go, man. And I tell you, we've seen it already. I mean, he's doing a great job. Look at him on a screen or roll. Reads it. They go under the screen. Attacking a basket. Here he is again. They leave him open. And I mentioned this earlier. He's got the ability to run your team, but he shoots over 40% from three-point range. And I love his energy and his enthusiasm. And obviously a terrific program at Valparaiso, the Crusaders. And they need some help. They had a tough year this year in the Missouri Valley Conference, but nonetheless, you get a young player like that, it's going to help turn the fortunes of your program.
Tyrese Samuel trying to get Red a little closer here. The Red team got off to a quick start. Team White punched right back, though. And
Samuel was at the Basketball Without Borders camp in Los Angeles this year. I mentioned he's a late bloomer, but I love his wingspan, and as he fills out, watch out.
Utah Jazz scout in the crowd here tonight. He plays at Wasatch Academy in Utah.
Yep. There's a lot of scouts here, collegiate, pro. A lot of good players to keep an eye on.
Junior Farquhar off to Samuel. Noah Kirkwood slow to get into this one here so far tonight. A guy who played that point position. Also shoot the rock. Addison Patterson driving in, and Patterson has another bucket here tonight.
Well, that's what he does. He's a terrific penetrator, and he's got the strength to finish inside. Good move that time.
Stolen now. Dish off, and so far the youngest player on the floor has 6 points in the ball game. Addison Patterson.
Price-Noel, that was a beautiful job that time, pushing it in transition, making the pass at the precise time.
Bongo off the back rim, and one here for Dion Edgem.
Edgem, obviously, his brother Melvin, fine career, playing overseas now, and this is a guy, MVP of his high school finals, and 15 points, 10 boards a game.
OSBA champions, as a matter of fact. For
yep.
Or in the final, he got to the final, was the MVP.
But he's got a great build, just fast, quick, big upside, and great personality too. He plays with such passion. There he is right there again. At size, he can go inside and play around the bucket. Nobody's pushing him off his mark.
Playing again at TRC Academy. They were OSBA champions. Sean Saunders. Watched by Miguel Tom Lee. Saunders knocks it down for three.
Dialing it up. He's a Toledo signee, and my buddy Todd Kowalczyk, the head coach there, known Todd for over 30 years. He'll be a good player for them.
A rocket, catches Mcneely, ripped down by Iziagu. Joel Brown into the game and dishing it off to Saskatoon's Jashawn Henry, who's on the board here tonight.
Great pass by Brown as well in transition, delivering it at the right moment.
Tom Lee for three, no. Ripped down, back right up for the dunk is McCoy.
McCoy's got major league hops. He lives on the offensive glass. He can block shots as well for you. Intimidating force around the bucket.
Joel Brown handles through the paint. Three-point attempt is off, and underneath is Iziagu, who is fouled on the baseline. Well, we're all tied up, 29-29.
Love the energy here, Roddy.
I like it. I like it. We're going to have some more. Just only begun.
Go get it off the glass. There you go.
Give him a hello. Welcome back to the U of T track meet. Joel Brown to Jashawn Henry.
Yeah, beautiful delivery that time, and Henry getting out ahead of the action. Beautifully done.
With more on Jashawn Henry and Joel Brown here tonight, let's join Kelsey Wright-Johnson, the fourth member of our team. Kelsey, come on in.
Yeah, Jashawn Henry has had quite the game so far, and it's a really special night for him too. Not only because he's the first player to ever play here from Saskatchewan, but also because He lost his dad about a year ago to cancer, but his dad, before he passed, used to watch this game with Deshaun's high school coach, and he used to say, you know what, my son, he could play in this game and he could compete against players from Ontario and the bigger names from Quebec. Another player that we see here is Joel Brown. He's got customized shoes just like Deshaun Henry, who's got his father's initials on the heels. Joel Brown, it's exactly 2 months since Joel Brown lost his brother. His brother was only a year older than him, and on his shoes, he's customized it to have his brother's birthday and the day he passed, which was February 9th, 2018. And I talked to him before the game. Joel Brown said that, you know, his brother Samuel really put life into perspective for him. He said little things like walking onto the court here tonight is something that his brother, who was born with special needs, wasn't able to do. So he really doesn't take anything for granted. And he says he just hopes that he can make his brother proud tonight. Rod?
Well, thank you, Kelsey, for that. So Joel Brown thinking about his brother, and Deshaun thinking about his dad, and also about some of his friends, his buddies, who are on that Humboldt Broncos bus. Such a tragic, tragic story that has certainly taken our country by storm the last couple of days. Crowdfunding page that's gone up, and they've raised a lot of money. And thoughts
already over their goal, which is sensational.
Thoughts to everybody in Saskatchewan. Three-pointer. Banton. Quickly up the floor, and there is Henry on cue. Baseline now, dishes it off, and Isiagu makes it look easy.
He does, and he goes with major league force. Love him.
Big flush from Casey Isiagu.
I'll tell you what, this kid really impresses me. I tell you what, he just plays in a smooth fashion. Barton and Banton, excuse me, he's a good get for Western Kentucky.
Lucas Sakota in the game, number 2 for Team Red, won the three-point shootout yesterday. And here is Casey Isiagu.
Right here, just Isiagu, that's what he does. He finishes around the bucket.
Brown, look out! Hello! There it is.
Gotta love that.
Casey Isiagu.
Man brings it with force. Rim wrecker. See how he changed that shot? Really well done. He's got good lateral quickness. He's got tremendous strength. And both ends showing it to you right now.
Joel Brown has it blocked by McCoy. So a big battle in the paint right now, McCoy and Isiagu.
Well, you know what I love? Everything's being contested. You got a tight score, a lot of scoring, but both teams, their energy's very, very good.
Isiagu tries the three. Henry tried to take it up. Willie, yes, turning baseline now, kicks it back out, and they'll reset here. Saunders in his 3rd BioSteel game. Keyshawn, who plays at Orangeville Prep. A bit of a fadeaway that time, and it's out of bounds. It looks like it will be white ball here. 29 seconds to go, difference of 5 seconds, shot to game clock in this first quarter. The 2018 BioSteel All-Canadian game. Antoine Vernon and Banton can't make that fall. Here comes Henry, taking it to the hoop strong, too strong that time. Knocked out of bounds, it's white ball with 12.5 to go in the quarter, Jack.
Got to stay locked in on that finish there. Henry had a good opportunity, and he's had a few balls that he's had in his hands knocked loose, so stay strong with it.
Banton can knock it down, and that's the first quarter.
Good
we got
quarter.
a close, close one here.
We've gotten to see a lot of good activity and great passing, high level of skill offensively, and we got ourselves a good one right now, Roddy. 2-point game.
Lots of
look at
flushes.
that. Look at this right here. Sweet move right there. Knock it down, Roddy Black. Wham!
Two-point ball game. Delano Banton, Christian Academy.
Yeah, no, he's just smooth. He's got graceful steps to the bucket. He can shoot the ball, create his own shot. Look at that right there, using the left hand. And look at that beautiful finish right there. But like him a lot.
So do his friends and family. He's probably got lots here. Let's go over to Kelsey, who's with Delano.
All right, Delano, you're leading the way right now with 9 points. And you mentioned before the game that you don't often get a chance to play in front of your friends and family. Is that motivating you here tonight?
Definitely, definitely. Knowing I have a whole support team behind me, people from my neighborhood, family, my mentors here, my coaches here, I just have to come out, play the best I can for them to show them that when I'm not home, it's because I am working and getting the best out of it.
All right, and Delano, you are one of those players that really exploited mismatches out there. How much of a focus do you put on that going into a game like this?
A lot, a lot. A game like this, I know it's for fun, but just having the winning mentality, wanting to win. If I have a mismatch, I'm a tall guard. I'm going to take it, I'm going to exploit it, get in the lane, kick it out for my guys to make open shots. Hopefully we can win the game.
All right, thank you.
Very mature young man. He knows exactly what his game's all about. And, you know, you look at his ability to facilitate for others and
does an interview, goes right back on the floor. Hey. He's not Greg Popovich.
No. You know, but he's a real good passer, long, athletic, good versatility, can play at a few different positions, can guard, and again, he's got that length coaches love having from a defensive perspective.
Biziagu now takes it strong to the basket after the miss.
Well, look at it. Look at the arms on him, Rod. He must go to the same gym as you. I mean, he's pumping. He's a strong man in there.
He goes to the same gym. He just works out. There's a difference. I just go there to visit.
Well, I pump the 12-ounce curls. That's the 12 ounces. That's about it.
There's Vernon to Dort. Against Dort. Little pick and roll up top with Emmanuel Miller. Goes one-on-one now. Miller crossover. Baseline. Shot clock at 5. Nice pass in Emmanuel Miller.
Beautiful play by Vernon that time, finding him.
Look at this guy fly. Sacking to Guerriere. Three-pointer. No. Here comes Delano. Delano with that length and that speed. And right there to finish it off is Jaden Bediako.
But the fact that he was able to get to the rim opens up that offensive board right there.
Oh, and a foul.
That was close right there.
He's got quick hands, too. They're going to love him at Western Kentucky.
Well, I tell you what, he's a good get. You know, and think about it. He reclassified. He could have stayed in school another year, and you know his best days are ahead of him.
Fourth BioSteel All-Canadian game. Here's Lucas Sakota. Takes it to the rim.
Oh, nice move that time by Sakota.
He's a three-point shooter who goes rim hunting.
Well, people chase him off the line a lot because of that reputation. Look at the Dort, and look at him right there. He's going to bring it open court in attack mode all the time, Roddy.
Again, an Arizona State Sun Devil next year.
5-star recruit. And
wants to learn that point guard position from Bobby Hurley.
One of the all-time greats at the collegiate level, and an opportunity to play in the Pac-12. And
asked a lot of these players, you know, who they model their game after. And it was interesting to listen to their responses because a lot of what you see is what these kids grew up watching.
That's a good point.
And he loves Russell Westbrook.
Well, that's not a bad guy to model yourself after. And you think about Russell Westbrook, he was not a highly recruited player coming out of high school.
Could not dunk until his senior year in high school.
And my good friend Kerry Keating, who was the assistant at UCLA, begged Ben Howland to give him a shot. And he was a late bloomer. And you know what? You look at a lot of these guys right here, it's not where you are now. It's where you're going to get to and how you're going to develop as a player. And Russell Westbrook, his great work ethic and tenacity made him what he is today. And there's that man again, Banton.
He's having some fun. One of the early candidates for MVP so far here tonight. Kirkwood goes behind his back.
Rick Stansbury, the coach at Western Kentucky, he's got to be just thrilled to get this kid.
And again, running the floor. You know, one-man wrecking crew here. Back to here's Charles Kissy. Is that Brock Badgers head coach? Also, Coach Kelsey back with the Ryerson Rams women's team, and was a former police officer for 10 years. Said it taught him a lot of patience.
Well, it teaches you a lot. Yeah, dealing with people, right? And it's a people business. So much of it is just relationships with these players. It's not the X's and O's, it's the Jimmies and Joes, right? Connecting with them.
So interesting to see how this game has grown through the years.
Well, you look at Canada right now, #2 in the NBA in terms of players in the league, and again, you just see it at every level. It just keeps getting better and better, and the ability for Canada now to play at a very high level in international competition, these young men are a big reason why.
Shot clock expired, deep three. You look at how it's come, Jack. We were there really from the beginning of the Toronto Raptors in '95, and the phenomenon of Vince Carter and Steve Nash, who made so many Canadian kids believe that they could play at the next level.
You know, and for me, having coached at Niagara University, which is obviously right on the border here, only an hour and 15 minutes from Toronto, you know, coming here for 10 years recruiting, it's come light years from where it was. You know, you'd have a handful of kids that were Division I prospects. Now you look out here right now, every one of these guys is a high-end prospect in terms of Division I and can play really, really well. And so to me, it's just, if you're a college coach, Canada's the place to come. I mean, there are guys everywhere.
And it's not to take away from U Sport. Of course, the Canadian college game, so many great players. Look at that move by Kirkwood. My, oh my.
Well, we talked about it earlier with him. He's going to Harvard. He's got great versatility, can play a few different spots, can put it on the floor. You chase him off the line.
Here he goes again.
And he's a good defensive player.
Hello.
Well, he gave you a dink, not a dunk.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
Maybe he's got too many books in his pocket. He's going to Harvard, you know? Weight him down a little. Here we go, Kirkwood. Roddy off to the races. And again, he gets you a bucket. Then good job jumping out in the passing lane. And the finish. He's going to be playing for Tommy Amaker, the Crimson at Harvard.
Casey Diego, Brampton, GTA Prep. I'm the type of guy to get a big block and after running the person's face and start talking all that smack. I went up for the dunk and then I let go of the rim and I heard it shatter, so I ran off quickly because I've seen too many videos of it falling glass on my head, and I was shocked. I looked up and I saw the backboard broken. After the dunk, I was actually trying to race to my phone because I know my phone was going to start blowing up, and then I seen people from Canada commenting. It was fun.
The mighty Casey. What a beast Casey Iziagu has already made an impact in this game.
Well, he's going to be a guy that a lot of folks want around their program. Shot blocker, and this man finishes. He gets all the garbage buckets around the rim. Good hands, finishes with authority. Look at him right here on the screener roll. Rolls down the gut, and then bang. Beautiful job with the finish. And defensive-minded rebounder, shot blocker. He's got some good back to the basket skills, but more importantly, he finishes with force in the painted.
Says he kind of models his game after Joel Embiid.
Yeah, it's not a bad guy to model it after. That guy's pretty good.
He is pretty good. You're going to see something from him and the Sixers once the playoffs begin, which everybody's excited about. Basketball is in the air
this weekend, and you know,
spring has sprung.
You know,
Jack.
you mentioned about the growth of the sport, and obviously having the Raptors. It's a shame we don't have the Vancouver Grizzlies anymore, but these kids get to watch all 30 NBA teams here now.
Nice move, Cassius McNeely.
They're exposed to the WNBA. They're exposed to NCAA ball. So, and you know, you think back 30 years ago, the world was a smaller place, so their viewpoint on how to play the game is so much more expanded, and you can see it out here this evening.
41-41 ball game.
I'm impressed just, you know, the quality of this game. We haven't had that many turnovers. We've had, you know, the red team with 4. The white teams had 7, but it hasn't. They've played pretty good transition defense, getting back to prevent easy scores off their turnovers.
Put back there, a little too strong for Bediako.
Nice job by Samuel that time with the rebound and bringing it down the court. He's looking to go a little.
And underneath, little teardrop rebound from Junior Farquhar. Another Montrealer. Back comes Emmanuel Miller.
Yeah, he dialed that baby up right there. Miller, aggressive play. And we mentioned it, under 19 Gold Cup, gold medal.
Such a big win for Team Canada. Bediako there to clean up the shot from Mcneely. They're answering, back and forth they go, and they're playing hard. Saunders, a little showtime here. Keyshawn for three. Jonathan Kabongo back on the floor, will operate from the point for Team White. Dion Edgem is off. Farquhar dishes off to Patterson, and again, Addison Patterson, who has played in the BioSteel game before, but has a BioSteel future.
Yeah, first big game tonight. He's at the big boy table tonight.
And he's playing like a big boy. Kabongo, deep three, no. Saunders. Farquhar. Back to Patterson out of Milton, Ontario. 16 years old. To drill that home, could not. There's 6 to play here before halftime at the BioSteel All-Canadian game.
Patterson's a major talent, though. He's going to be such a good player. I just love his size and quickness and athleticism, shooting ability.
Kabongo launching. Can't hit that. Point percentage not that good so far here tonight. Trying to find the range, these young guys.
And, you know, I mentioned before he's going to Virginia Tech, Kabongo. Buzz Williams, his guys play super hard, did an amazing job at Marquette.
Bediako with a nice hook.
Junior Cadogan obviously played at Marquette, Canadian player for Buzz.
This Farquhar, a little pump fake and puts it off the glass and in. Sweet kiss. Ties it up again. Farquhar steals now from Miller. Farquhar behind the back, trying to keep it in play, and it's going to be white ball when we come back to the University of Toronto. And Jaden Bediako, the man with the goggles.
There he is. Look at this right here. Back it in. Spin. Ooh, jump hook. The finish. Tie ball game.
Jaden Bediako from Brampton, Ontario, attend Ridley College. The FIBA U18 tournament is going to be in St. Catharines, Ontario. The U19s won the Worlds, but Canada has never won in the men's, never won like a FIBA 16 Americas or FIBA U18. So if we were the first team to do that, though, that's just showing how Canada basketball has developed in these years. I've been on 3 teams, 16s, 17s, and 18s. So I'm one of the more experienced guys, though, and I've been playing my butt off, so I've been looking for this moment since like I found out about this when I was 15. Playing for Team Canada, the U16s, U17s, U18s has helped me learn a lot about myself as a player, helped me go back in the gym and work on what I need to do, and it's given me confidence to start and to represent for my country and hopefully win a gold medal for the first time in FIBA U18s Americas.
Well, that's what it's all about, representing your country in the FIBA under-18s in St. Catharines. And Bediako, as he mentioned, plays at Ridley College in St. Cat's.
Yeah, beautiful school.
So he would love to be part of that mix. And FIBA World Cup coming up. Don't forget the Commonwealth Games are going on right now. It's a very busy time for men and women, young boys, young girls, and
Bediako, he's so proud of his experience representing Canada, and you know, as he mentioned, he's had the opportunity to play 3 different years and getting a lot of interest. USC, Oklahoma, lots of big-time schools taking a look at him. He's going to be a fine player.
Knocking that down.
Is, actually.
Yeah, Jonathan Kabongo with the three-pointer, and it's a 3-point Team White lead here tonight. Patterson now. And a foul like Cassius Mcneely.
You don't see a lot of fouls in games like this. It's they let them play a little bit.
You and I have that assignment, which is a very difficult one, of going to the NBA All-Star game every year where they don't play a whole lot of D.
Exactly. The Rising Stars game, the NBA All-Star game, defense is optional. I think they think defense is a town in Bolivia or something like that.
But the thing about these kids is that
but they're playing hard, these guys.
Scouts, playing for scholarships.
Oh, there's a lot to play for here.
And they want to win. And nice backdoor bounce pass to Sakota.
Again, I mentioned before, Patterson just has a nice feel, plays under control, sees the whole floor, knows where his 4 teammates are at all times.
There's Miller, hard work in the paint.
Nice
Gets
pass.
it off to Bediako again.
Miller kept his dribble alive and didn't quit on the play there.
Bediako got back to deflect that away. Nice feed underneath. Miss slam that time by Patterson. Back-to-back miss slams from Team Red, and the white team trying to capitalize as they throw it right back. Should be some slam time here. Quincy Guerriere.
Yeah. You saw that coming. You turn it over. They cash in on the other end, and
full court press action here. Almost from Team Red. 52-51. And a foul.
And Kabongo shoot 2 here. Guerriere, though, that previous time, dunk in the open court, and lots of substitutions now coming in for Team White.
Game that has spawned the growth of players like Jamal Murray and Jalen Poyser, Thon Maker in the NBA now. Number of players who unfortunately could not be in this event this year. Some of the best players. The best player in North America at this level is not in this game tonight, is RJ Barrett. He's heading to Duke, a potential #1 pick, I think. Almost a certain #1 pick when he will go to the NBA draft.
And obviously Andrew Wiggins and Anthony Bennett were #1 picks, so that would be a terrific honor if he could get that.
Henry is going to go to the line. He's fouled. So Ignas Brazdeikis is going to Michigan. These guys are involved in the Nike Hoop Summit in Oregon this week.
Yep.
Andrew Nembhard as well. Simi Shitu is unfortunately injured. So too Jalen Llewellyn. So missing some of those key names, but an opportunity here for some of these players to put their names in the mix.
Well, and you look out here. I mean, I look back at my time as an assistant coach at Fordham, as a head coach at Niagara. These are the kind of players you're looking at. You're going, a lot of these guys you'd be recruiting, and they're gonna make a college coach really smart. Because you know what? If we're all such smart coaches, why do we recruit so hard? It's the players. They make you.
You got it.
Or they break you, one way or the other.
Edgem to Kabongo. 53-51. Team White. Edgem wants to take it to the hoop. He does. Nice move. Scoop it in.
Well, we were talking about that earlier. Just the strength that he has. He goes in there, hunts people down, bites contact.
Henry for 3. Lionel Banton, baseline for Edgem. Fouled by Jashawn Henry, who's coming up limping. Jacko, this is all queued up for you, my man.
Is it really?
It is all queued up.
What am I watching?
Quincy.
Carry off to the races. Running black. Incoming. Hello.
Welcome back inside the Goldring Center. We'll get you back to the BioSteel All-Canadian game in just a moment. But first, this game, just the conclusion of a number of events that happened up in Orangeville, Ontario this past weekend. First, the Futures game. It's Kyrie Thompson from Nova Scotia. Ball faking the drive, and then after the miss at one end, Thompson is going to sneak out behind the D in transition. Another bucket and the harm. Thompson, your MVP in a Team White victory. We can't wait to see him here in the BioSteel All-Canadian game in years to come. Three-point shootout we go. Toronto's Luka Sakota just in a groove. He had it going. He outshoots everyone to become this year's long-distance champion. And then how about this, the slam dunk competition. Manitoba's Daniel Saki under 6 feet, but the kid's got hops. Off the wall, ridiculous jam. And then bounce pass from the lounge window, the tomahawk, Saki, your runner-up last year. He made no mistake this year, getting a hug from Kia Nurse and all. He is your slam dunk champion. All right, let's send it back over to Rod Black with the call for the end of the second quarter.
All right, thank you,
I have
Kate.
never seen a dunk like that. That is a
You've never seen
insane.
a dunk from a lounge? We've been in a few lounges.
We've been in plenty of lounges, but nothing like that. Wow.
That was from his buddy Cassius McNeely, who threw that. We talked to Daniel before.
It's quite a pass.
Yeah, a happy birthday to him. Joel Brown out to Kirkwood, tries to knock that down off the rim. The rebound there, and back come Team White. Under 2.5 to go, another steal. Patterson with the flush.
Joel Brown made that play, though, tipping it from behind. Kabongo didn't get the ball in the center of his body, and good alert play that time by Brown.
Might see a sequel to the slam dunk competition from last night. We've seen a few dunks here so far tonight. These kids can fly. Banton short off the front iron. Here comes Sakota, the three-point champion. Off to Addison Patterson behind the back. Kirkwood puts it on the deck. And stolen. Back comes Kabongo. Like a foul there, but no call.
Good defense by Patterson, slowing him down.
Kirkwood baseline. And Team Red turns it over.
Handcuffed him a little bit with that pass that time. And Team Red on the evening, that is their 8th turnover.
Jonathan Kabongo plays at Thornley Prep. Transferred from Huntington Prep, came back home. Deep three. Sakota hasn't attempted a three-point shot yet. He's had a few baskets close. Joel Brown, boy, he's quick on the floor, like a cat. Back out. Kirkwood launches, and no. Guerriere back up strong once more, and Quincy Guerriere.
Nice job using the left hand that time. Good take inside, and again, neither team showing the ability to pull away from the other one.
Anton Leaner gets his own rebound, goes straight up and in.
He's our leading scorer for the white team right now. Imagine when he fills out, Rod, and adds, 10, 15 pounds of muscle to that frame with the skill that he has and the length and the grace and just the feel. He plays at that controlled speed that good players play at, and he doesn't quit on the play here. Good job. Puts it back in, and again, as he gets stronger, he'll be able to finish through that contact consistently.
Like a few players here play some prep ball and high school ball in the States. Redemption Christian Academy in Mass. Lucas Sakota, King's Christian Collegiate here in the Toronto area. Another steal. Brown tried to go behind his back. It's on the floor and through the legs. Whoa. Hut and a dunk. Nice play by Sakota.
I see Pinball Clemens here. It looked very familiar to him, everyone on the floor.
I've seen that play before, that shotgun. The Wildcat formation. 15 seconds to go in the half. Shot is off. Team Red fighting back here. Edgem turns back to Kabongo, looking for the final shot here. 4 seconds, and they lost it. Again, Team Red is going to get the final shot of the first half.
Good defense by Patterson that time on Kabongo, and Kabongo's gotten tied up a few times with his handle.
Patterson, three, and that's the first half, and that was some high energy excitement again.
Very entertaining. Both teams shot the ball real well. Both teams shooting over 40% from the field. And we got ourselves a dandy of a ball game. 1-point lead here on the floor.
Delano Banton, leading scorer. 13 points in the ball game.
Yeah, he's smooth operator. Look at this right here. Patterson to the rack.
59-58, Team White at the BioSteel All-Canadian basketball game. Kate Burness will take us through halftime when we come back on TSN.
All right, welcome back to the Goldring Center. What a game we have at the BioSteel All-Canadian game. 58-59. Delano Banton leading the way. He's got 13 points. He is off to Western Kentucky next year. Now, this is a historic weekend here at the Goldring Center, and not just because we are seeing the future stars here, but for the very first time ever, the women were on display. They had their first BioSteel All-Canadian game. This was at the Athletes Institute. Off the miss, it's Ottawa's Julia Chadwick, leaks out, gets into transition. She takes it to the hoop, and then Chadwick showing off that passing ability. Look at that little pass inside to Mitty Oriomi. Team White just dominating at this point. This time it's Oriomi with the dish to Brianna Breedy. Chadwick, the Team White MVP, and historic BioSteel fashion with much more. Here's Kelsey Wright-Johnson with one of the stars of the game.
Thanks, Kate. I'm with Christina Morrow, one of the MVPs of last night's game. Now, Christina, we just talked about it's the first women's BioSteel event. What does that mean? You're setting history as one of the first MVPs.
Honestly, I just feel so thankful that I was given this opportunity to be the first women's basketball MVP for BioSteel game, and I think it's great that we're finally getting the opportunity to have a BioSteel game because we weren't given this opportunity before, and I feel like it's great that we're getting the same recognition as the guys now because we are so talented and there's so many amazing women's basketball players that are going to the States and playing in the NCAA and doing amazing. So
great. And now you got to play with a lot of your teammates, a lot of the girls that you play against yesterday. What was the mood in the change room going into that game?
Everyone was so excited. I remember everyone was just like dancing and like having a blast because this is just a day that we should just enjoy and get excited about because, again, this is like the first game, the start to many other ones. So, yeah.
Christina, you committed to Wake Forest as the first ever Canadian to head to Wake Forest on the basketball team. Why Wake?
I thought Wake was a great balance with academics and athletics. They have a great academic program, and I like the liberal style. It's like a liberal program that we're doing, so I don't really know what I want to major in, so it's good that I can kind of explore my options before choosing a major. Also, basketball-wise, we're playing in the ACC, so that's a really top conference, and I want to play against the best in the States, so it's my opportunity to.
Now, we talked before the game, and you mentioned that Natalie Achonwa of the WNBA from Guelph, Ontario, is your favorite Canadian women's basketball player. Why?
I think I play a lot like Natalie, and she was honestly my role model since I was like really young, like 8 years old when I started playing basketball, and I've always looked up to her, and I think I play very similar to her.
Okay, thank you so much, Christina. Congratulations again on your MVP. Kate, we'll go to you.
Thank you very much, Kelsey. We were really hoping she would say she looked up to one Kia Nurse. That's all right. Natalie's pretty good, too.
Natalie is pretty good.
And we do welcome in Kia Nurse now. Just wrapped up March Madness on the women's side, a disappointing loss. We were just talking about it a little bit. We'll get into the NCAA and the WNBA draft coming up this week in just a moment. But first of all, you were at that game yesterday. When you were in high school, you never had an opportunity like that to be in a showcase game in Canada. How awesome was it seeing the next wave of future stars in this country?
I mean, it was absolutely incredible. I think when you go to the States, all you hear about is the All-American game, the McDonald's game, the Jordan game. And we don't really have that in Canada until now. And I think that is something that's only going to continue to grow the game. You're going to get to see great, talented basketball players day in and day out and see all their hard work put on display. And it's great when they put on a show like they did last night.
So I know it wasn't the conclusion that you wanted for UConn, but you had some historic years there. What you did, your coach Gino Auriemma, who's so phenomenal, and just really what you've done for basketball for women in this country. Has it really sunk in that you're done at UConn yet?
No. You know, every single day I wake up and I'm still there finishing off school, getting my degree, and then graduating. It's kind of shocking. You know, 4 years goes by so quickly. You have no idea what's going on, what's going to happen next. And I think it's an exciting uncertainty at this point.
So you have been invited to the WNBA draft. We know what an honor that is. First of all, I got to ask you, where do you think you're going? Do you have any sense of what team 1 through 10 that you might select you at this point?
I've heard a lot about all of the teams 5 through 9. So somewhere in that range, which is a good range for me, I like all those teams.
Anyone in particular?
You know, I like Connecticut. It's home at this point, but it's also a great team. They're young and they're sparky, and I think there's a lot of fun that can come from that.
All right, well, we can't wait to watch that. It's going to be a historic moment for Canadian basketball and then representing this country in general. We saw you guys at the Olympics again. Not the result you wanted, but it's still growing to a point. What is it like to represent this country and wear that uniform?
I mean, it's absolutely incredible. There truly is nothing better than wearing your country's uniform. And I think for us to be able to play the Pan Am Games, to be able to play in Edmonton for the Olympic qualifiers, all these young women can finally see Canadian basketball at its finest. And I think that's the best part about it, that our game is just growing. We're continuing to lead. We're going to get on that podium, and I'm excited for that.
So we're watching the men here, and we see that this game just keeps growing and growing. The talent just vast each and every year. What do you think the Canadian side, in terms of women, needs to do to make that next step, to really get competitive with the United States?
Well, what I think we're doing a really good job of is we're identifying talent really young now. And Canada Basketball does a great job of bringing those talented kids in, having them work against each other in different training groups, whether it be in Toronto, whether it be a centralized session, wherever they can be. And then they continue to grow, and we move them up throughout the system. And some people make the jump as quick to the senior team, and others will play the whole way through. But the development piece is huge, and we're doing a great job of that.
Kia, from a Canadian's perspective, we can't even tell you how proud we are of you and what you've done for this sport and how excited we are to watch this week. You will be the highest drafted female Canadian going into the WNBA. So again, thank you from all of us here, and thank you for stopping by and coming to the game as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Kia Nurse. And don't go anywhere. We have plenty more coming up after the break. It is second half action at the BioSteel All-Canadian game. Team White currently leading by 1 point over Team Red. Second half coming up right now. Team Red currently down by just 1 point to Team White. Number 12, Addison Patterson, leading the way. He's got 12 points. In 2016, by the way, he was the youngest player in the BioSteel Futures game. He was only 14 years old. He's only 16 right now. He's already posted 12 points in this one. Should be a great second half. Let's send it back over to Rod Black and Jack Armstrong.
Thank you, Kate. Just barely got his driver's license, Addison Patterson. What a first half that was. We've been to a few of these before, and you see the normal highlight reel stuff, but I've been impressed with the level of intensity in this game.
Yeah, and there's no question that both teams are super aggressive in terms of trying to turn people over. And, you know, and I've mentioned this before. I mean, when you look at Banton, you know, to me, that I've been just so impressed with Banton's play. He's smooth, energetic, graceful, good finisher, and he has just jumped out at me. And you know, you look at where he's at this stage as he fills out, he's going to be a good one. And we talked about Patterson. You know, he's done a nice job with just getting in the open court, creating opportunities for himself. 6 of 13 tonight, 12 points. He's got a few assists as well. Has shown us some playmaking ability. Beautiful move, that hang time, creating a shot when nothing's there. There's a beautiful back cut that time. And he just knows how to play, and he can get where he wants to get to.
And there was that little football play that Patterson flushed at the end. He could play in the under-18 if he was on, you know, somebody's radar for that, but he's also looking ahead to the under-17 in Argentina this summer. But it's Banton who leads with 13, Patterson with 12, and Team White also missing 2 players because of injury in this game. But I think we've got a barn burner going right down to the wire.
Sure, both teams have shot it well, and obviously, you know, the steals. You have turnovers in this game because the defensive intensity's there. We have a combined 20 turnovers between these two teams, but Banton, the leading scorer. And, you know, another guy that I've really been impressed with is Daniel Saki. He came out, really set the tone early for Team Red with his playmaking and scoring.
Well, we'll see what happens in this second half. Good chance here that we could have another close one at the BioSteel All-Canadian game. And who will be the co-MVPs? We'll find out. And we're talking basketball, whether it's men's, women's, wheelchair. Kate, great night here in Toronto.
It's Hoops Nirvana, Roddy. Never get enough of hoops.
Never get enough of hoops. Spring has sprung in Toronto. And as Jack says, it's always a great time to ball. It's what we're doing tonight at the BioSteel All-Canadian basketball game. 1 point game. Some of the best high school talent in Canada. There is Toronto Raptors president Masai Ujiri taking it in tonight, probably keeping tabs on his ball team as well. They are down the road in Detroit tonight. There's Landry Fields, a former Raptor.
Yeah, San Antonio Spurs scout, and there he is right there. And you have a lot of NBA scouts, a lot of basketball people checking it all out. Future of the game right here in this building. And again, it just goes to show where Canada is now on the world stage in terms of development of outstanding plays. It's fun to see.
Take me back to when you were coaching at Niagara. The difference from then to now for Canadian basketball.
I think number one, the coaching's a lot better. And I think these kids are being taught. Everyone's more familiar with the sport, educated about the sport, so the level of teaching is better. And the exposure these young people have had to the sport of basketball, as well as I mentioned, they can watch every NBA game. They can watch every WNBA game. They can watch every NCAA game. You know, the visuals teach you a lot as well, and the role models. And to me, it's booming. I mean, you look at the fastest two growth sports in Canada right now, they're basketball and soccer. You look at the changing culture and dynamics of Canada in terms of the population shift and the number of immigrants and the cultural mosaic that is this country. A lot of these people come to Canada and their background is basketball and soccer, you know, and so I think this, if you're investing in a sport that's going to grow even further in Canada in the next 20 to 30 years, you're in the right place in this building.
Casey Iziagu pulls down that rebound. Team Red down by 1. Second half underway here. Noah Kirkwood tried to find a cutting Jashawn Henry. Kirkwood still with the ball here, right side. Wide open is Iziagu. Look out, there's the flush. Rocks that rim.
Well, I mentioned it. Look at the frame on this kid, and he catches it. He's going to take the ball with big-time force. I love him.
Long three here from Dort, and the bank is open on a Monday night in Toronto.
You got to call that, baby. And Dort's had a quiet night tonight. 11 points for him, that's quiet.
It was the second half where he turned it on to win MVP last year. Coast to coast this time to Tom Lee. Wants the three, in and out, and underneath is Dort for the flush.
Well, good job that time on the glass. Knocking that ball loose and keeping it alive.
Joel Brown, end to end, here we go.
Joel Brown is lightning quick and good finisher inside. He really sets the tone with his pushes in transition.
There's Dort again, trying to take it into his own hands. Kirkwood. Now a three-point the other way, and that's short. Three-point shooting has not been the best here tonight. Tom Lee now right to the basket. And increases the team white lead.
Incidental contact that time between Dort and Kirkwood. They both shake hands after that. That contact created a loose ball.
And Jashawn Henry and a foul underneath. There is Noah. There's Jashawn Henry.
Nice play by Joel Brown that time, keeping the dribble alive, slicing, dicing, and setting the table for his teammate.
And there's Noah Kirkwood, the 18-year-old from Canada, Ontario. With more, let's go to Kelsey.
Thanks so much, guys. So you saw Noah there. He's the only player right now who's going to an Ivy League school next year. He's going to Harvard, and he's going to be playing with, of course, a person who played in this game last year, who he's played with since grade 6 in Delano Juricic. And the cool thing about that also is he was on the U19 team that won that first gold medal for Team Canada at the FIBAs. No other team has won a gold medal in an Olympic event or a FIBA event, so that's a really cool connection for them. Emmanuel Miller is the other player in this game that was on that U19 team. Really impressive by both those players. Guys, we'll go back to you.
Thanks, Kelsey. You know what is so cool too, Jack? When you get to wear Canadian colors, you get to travel the world. That World Cup was in Egypt.
Quite an experience, and bringing home the hardware even better. And you know, Kirkwood, just a polished player. That's what I like about him. He plays under control, and he's going to be a good fit for the Crimson in Beantown.
Antoine Vernon was stolen by Henry, knocked out of bounds. It'll be white ball. Also on that floor is Miguel Tom Lee. We talked about the breadth of this game, coast to coast to coast. Tom Lee is from Surrey, BC, and on cue, he misses that three. Talked to Tom Lee on Saturday, and who do you think his hero was growing up?
Might be a guy that's going to the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Is that who it is?
It is.
That's a pretty good guess.
Tom Lee is a three-point shooting dynamo. That's off. The BC 4A Provincials scored 66 points.
Yeah, he made 15 threes in that game, so he can really fill it up.
Dishes it off. Here's a three-point corner shot and knocked down by Cassius Mcneely.
Well, Mcneely, only a sophomore, plays at Hunting Prep, and he's going to be a big-time recruit in a few years.
Saunders rattles it in for three.
Nice job that time by Saunders. As I mentioned earlier, he's a Toledo commit. Combo guard, plays with real nice energy, can slash it, and the three-point game is improving.
Sweet Lou. Tried the alley-oop toss, and Dort underneath. Banks it home on an easy putback.
Look at Dort getting inside the shot blocker, making it difficult for him to block it on him, using that strength.
Scoops it to Tom Lee. Three ball, yes.
Well, good look that time by Dort. Everyone looks at the shot, but the pitch ahead pass, and Tom Lee, as you mentioned, he's got the great stroke.
Gunner from Surrey, BC. Scored 180 points total over 4 games during those 4 A's. Iziagu.
Well, that's not his game right now. That's got to develop, but around the bucket.
Thought he was JV for a second. That is changed basketball. Big man who can shoot the three now. And a nice play by Cassius Mcneely.
Again, look at that. I mean, he shoots the jimmy, now he takes you to the rack. He can do it all.
Brown darting to the basket, loses it on the baseline.
Let it rip. Roddy, look at it right here. Pitch ahead, Mcneely. Whap. And then we got the next one right here. Tom Lee, plenty of time. Whap.
They were only 2 for 18 in the first half, Team White, so they're increasing their percentage and
increasing their lead as well. You know, obviously it's the great equalizer, and they've turned it on.
Patterson off the front iron. There goes Emmanuel Miller behind the back. Mcneely now. And the putback from Emmanuel Miller.
I like how hard Miller plays, and he's again a junior. Really finishes, an exceptional wingman, can play both the 2 and 3 spots for you.
Dort loses it. Bediako. Back down the floor. And Samuel with the rim rocker.
Well, that's what he does. He's a great open court player. And again, he's a junior as well, so lots of folks will be giving him attention.
Dort, cross court. And Cassius Mcneely is heating up.
Well, he just has big-time range on his jimmy. And just looks so graceful doing it, smooth.
Addison Patterson, Team Red matching baskets, but Team White scoring threes. That's the difference right now in this third quarter.
Well, Patterson challenging Mcneely that time. A little one-on-one matchup, a little mano-a-mano there. There they go, the two of them.
Mcneely, 2 youngest players on the floor.
Well,
will turn 17 on April 13th, this coming Friday.
2 really good ones, too.
Underneath, and a miss on the reverse by Kabongo. Sakota running the floor here. And Patterson with the left-handed finish.
Wow. Quick hops by Patterson. He just went up and up and up. Only a sophomore. Wow.
10-point game, though this one getting away from 10. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Lugan Stewart.
I think we got back-to-back replays coming up. Dial it up in the truck.
Lugan Stewart did that last year, does it again this year, and absolutely destroys the rim. Daniel Sacchi back in the game, and Team White starting to take it to Team Red here, up 14. And an air ball. All right, Jacko.
Come on, bring it for me, Roddy. Here we go. We got some big-time dunks right here. Hello, Patterson going coast to coast.
And then this one, Jack.
Oh, don't sleep on Dort.
Oh,
hello. That's
Dort.
what I'm talking about.
That was a Dort.
When
name is Cassius Mcneely. I'm from Scarborough, Ontario, and I go to St. Joseph Central Catholic High School. Most supportive, probably my dad and my uncle. They keep me like protected from all the, like all the hype and stuff. Because of the way they brought me up, I hate people that are not humble, and like I just can't stand them. You guys heard of Fortnite? I started off solo, but I got 0 wins in about 2 months. So I started to contact my friends and like, I need a win. So then I came home, got on the mic, got some dubs.
You play Fortnite, Jack?
I don't even know what it is.
Every kid does. But for tonight, Cassius Mcneely is putting on a show.
Well, this is a guy that's just drawing major interest all over the place. Maryland, Georgia Tech, St. Bonaventure, Providence, Virginia Tech, and a special young player. His uncle Jamie Mcneely, an assistant under Buzz Williams at Virginia Tech. So it's a family affair, but he has put on an impressive show. His shooting, playmaking, just good all-around player. And he doesn't carry himself like he's only 16. No. I mean, he just has a, I look at when I'm looking at players, you look for that stage presence. He's got it.
His dad, Jay Mcneely, also coached, and obviously all in the family. He, by the way, was also the guy who threw that ball to Daniel Sacchi last night. The lounge slinger.
And even getting an assist on that.
Yeah.
You got to be a really good passer to make that play.
To make that play. Right now, Team Red is trying to claw back. Such a close game not too long ago. There's Mcneely. That's off the front iron. And it will be red ball. Team Red's got to start knocking down some threes or force some turnovers.
Yeah, they've faded here in the third quarter. Not sure what they were doing in that locker room, but they've hit the wall a little bit.
Sacchi with a scoop, but no score. Gets it right back. Daniel Sacchi, who scored 5 quick points right away. There's a 3-point shot, and finally knocked down by Jabril Price-Noel. Here's Dort again. Oh my, he's like a linebacker.
Well,
big hops.
Well, right now he's just physically strong and everybody, but as you know, the skill part of it has got to be the thing that takes him to that next level and keeps him there. At Arizona State and playing against wonderful competition in the Pac-12, and because there's a lot of guys out there that are big and strong and quick and athletic. Now you got to match them with the skill element.
Well, coming up, Jack, it's it before the playoffs. Raptors and Heat in Miami. Final game of the regular season.
Yeah, I got to get on a plane tomorrow morning, fly to Miami.
And with my buddy as well. How did he work that?
No, Leo is in Detroit tonight, and then he's on the charter to Miami.
He should be in studio on Wednesday night.
Yeah, but somehow. You know what he's going to be doing at about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning? He'll be laying at the pool, sunning.
Well, he is a lifeguard in his part-time job.
Leo is
save
like
a lot of lives in that pool.
Sun god, I tell you.
Okay, he loves it. Can't wait for the NBA playoffs. We'll have extensive coverage, of course. Cassius Mcneely does it again. 91-75. 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Sacchi. Samuel. 3-ball. Rattles it home. Maurice Samuel looks like a full line change coming up here.
Samuel with a great wingspan and changes ends so well and shot that ball with confidence. More of a defensive rebounder type right now, but he's developing that part of his game and no hesitation whatsoever, and he shot that with tons of confidence. I like it.
Well, one of the MVP favorites would have to be this kid right here.
Yeah, he played really well in the first half.
Has not scored in the third quarter. Emmanuel Miller. D on him by Keyshawn Saunders. And one. Emmanuel Miller will go to the line. 17-year-old out of Scarborough who played at Bill Carruthers Secondary School, a sports school in Toronto, before moving down to Indiana.
He showed great determination here. This is tough defense, and he just blew right by Saunders with the finish.
Miller playing at La Lumiere this year, was the BioSteel Futures Game MVP 2 years ago, and we have another foul. See if this game tightens up a little bit. Last year, Team Red ran away with it. 153-133. Before that, Team White, very close game a couple of years ago, came down to free throws, Jack, at the end, and the inaugural was won by Team Red by 4. That was the game that Jamal Murray played in before, of course, he went down south for his college career and now in the NBA, and he is an outstanding player.
No doubt, and you know, a lot of these guys are going to follow on that same path, and that's the fun thing about this game is, and it's such a high degree of curiosity in the building tonight. People fascinated and intrigued by where these guys are going to go in their careers, and a lot of times you say, hey, I saw that guy in the BioSteel game at U of T, and now look where he is.
Well, one thing for sure, a great majority of you watching this game tonight have never heard of some of these kids.
You will.
You will hear about these kids. It's not a starting point, it's a launching pad. Saunders.
You always have those apropos sayings. I like that. The launching pad. I like that.
Well, we've seen a launching pad here. We've had a few dunks tonight as well. Banton. And a whistle on the floor. These kids, by the way, and they are kids, many of them just teenagers, have had quite a weekend coming here. They've had some games away from this game. They've had some team building. They had the competitions yesterday and now this tonight. The showcase in Toronto. Dan Van Horn, longtime coach at the U of C, University of Calgary, was a player in Alberta. Worked for the Grizzlies when they first came in as an intern, assistant, and had his team, the Dinos, in the U Sport Championship against Ryerson.
And what an amazing win this was for his squad, knocking off Ryerson to win the national championship. And here it is, the celebration's on, and what a great run.
David Kapenga, 25 points. There's the trophy to win that U Sport title. Dan Van Horn covered that for many years. Really admired him as a coach. He's so good with his players. Great knowledge of the game. Great team building guy. His player, Kapenga, was the MVP. A couple of his players, including some of the players in Ryerson, are representing Canada at the Commonwealth Games down under right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, we chatted with Coach before, and he's enjoying his weekend in Toronto. Obviously, these players are at such a high level in terms of the talent. It's a fun thing to do, have a little opportunity to coach these guys and mix it up with them.
Oh, big block right there, but finally put in by Banton. By the way, only 10 minutes ago, Team Canada clinched a spot in the medal round, the women's team, at the Commonwealth Games. That is such a big event. We saw what the women did at the Pan Ams, of course. The big thing for the men is to get back to the Olympic Games. I know that's something you've talked about for such a long time, Jack.
It's important, and obviously, because everything's booming right now, there's so much talent out there.
It's almost unbelievable that they can't qualify.
Well, the next step is there now. They got to get it done.
And it's hard to qualify.
You know, it'll be, I think it's June 29th and July 1st, or July 2nd, excuse me. First game in Toronto, and then the second game will be in Ottawa. And needless to say, those are big games.
I have a feeling, though, that's a conversation we're not going to be having down the road about how hard it is to qualify for Team Canada anymore.
Well, I think once you break through, the momentum goes the other way in a positive way.
Miller going the other way now and had that stolen. Back-to-back turnovers. Farquhar to Carrier, and he is hammered. And he will go to the line and shoot two. And who says they aren't playing hard?
Yeah, Ejim that time made sure he wasn't going to get that ball off. And
Team White, number 1, Emmanuel Miller, his first personal foul of the game.
Minute and a half to go in the third quarter.
Here's right here. This is a hard foul. Good sportsmanship, picking him right up.
Quincy again goes to Thetford Academy, 230 kilometers northeast of Montreal. Thetford, a small area, 25,000 people, known for the asbestos mine, of course, but now known as a hot spot for basketball.
And they play good competition as well. They take on all comers, prep schools and U.S. collegiate teams as well.
Vernon, edge him, nice play. Almost a shot put.
Yeah, he got rid of it quick.
Team White riding a wave right now. Saki needs this. Yes, he got it.
Yeah,
Team Red needs more of this.
He has impressed me with his shooting stroke, though. He's going to be a good collegiate play because you know he can get the ball from baseline to baseline. He's quick. He can get the ball to the rim and break your defense down. And he's exceptional off the ball, shooting the three, screen and roll scenario, making the good reads with the ball. Nice prospect. Valpo got a good player.
He's got good rhythm. You know, he plays the drums every single day. He was telling us the other day he's a drummer.
I'm glad he's not my neighbor. It's like but hey, as long as he's got rhythm doing it.
If it wasn't the drums, he'd be banging that basketball on the driveway.
Well, I'm
every
okay
morning.
with that.
Yeah,
That's a sweet sound.
Here's Saki again.
Nice pass.
Farquhar, three-pointer. Ripped down by Kabongo. There's Farquhar again. Team Red down. 30 seconds to go. Henry goes up. He'll go to the line and shoot two. 101-84, Team White. Red is going to have to make a push here soon.
Well, this is you know, you're playing 12-minute quarters, and I know you're trying to get everyone playing time and an opportunity to get exposure, which is great. These teams look a little tired right now. Both kind of hit the wall a little bit. Let's see if they got a little burst here going into the fourth quarter after this break here with a little less than 36 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Well, Team White, Josh Hemmings unable to play.
Yeah,
also, Matthew Alexander Moncrief unable to play. So they're only playing 10. Underneath, it's Edgem again. He loves that little baby hook.
Quick release.
And a little pressure here. Here's Banton.
Nice pass.
Corner three. Kabongo was out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
19 seconds to go. Last chance here for Team Red.
Tell you what,
points on the board.
I look at Banton. I've been singing his praises all night. He is a steal for Western Kentucky. That is a great get for them.
Back over. Carrier. Yes, he got it. 5 seconds to go. Last shot here for Team White. Miller is going to take it, and no. The Team White takes it to Team Red here tonight in that third quarter. 103-89 after 3 quarters at the U of T.
Bring it on there, Roddy Black. Look at this right here. Incoming, knocking down threes. Lots of excitement. This one was great by Patterson right there. Team White, 14-point lead. Back in a moment.
Well, last year's MVP, Lugan Stewart out of Montreal, plays up at Athlete Institute. Started a little slow here tonight, but I think
got a cold window on that, Rob.
Yeah, he got that going. And then he started wrecking the rim.
Yeah, he's just a tough competitor. Look at him use screen and roll, alley-oop right there, but follows it, doesn't quit on the play whatsoever.
20 points, 11 in the third quarter. He's with Kelsey.
Stewart, it was a 1-point game at the half. You scored 11 points that quarter. What was clicking for you in this one?
At halftime, we got together and we started moving the ball a little bit more, and it worked.
All right, now, when I watch you on the bench, you seem genuinely happy when those younger guys are scoring and getting the big threes. Why?
It's just fun. They're learning from us, and then it's good to see them play like that.
All right, now you're up by a significant amount. You're going to be able to play a little looser. We're going to see some of those monstrous dunks that you're known for.
It's going to be a show. Let's go.
Thanks, Stewart. Ron, back to you.
Lugan Stewart, thank you, Kels. And he is fun to watch. Again, last year, everybody was talking about who might be the MVP, and not many people mentioned Lugan Stewart, who was the star of stars last year in Team Red's victory. He played for Red last year, White this year, and his team up ahead again.
Yeah, no, and he's a scoring-minded guard, and he puts such pressure on the defense with his change of speed, his enormous, just explosive play and finishing ability around the basket. Just bottom line, he's going to be a good one.
See how Team Red reacts down 14. Kirkwood, Samuel, fade away, no. McCoy to Vernon. Antoine Vernon out of Hamilton. He's at TRC Academy. Again, those OSBA champions this year. He was a first-team All-Star. And here is Delano Banton, who's kind of cooled in the second half. There he goes, slicing inside. There's Vernon. And a foul, it looks like, on Noah Kirkwood on the hold.
The White team, you know what they've done well? They've just spread out offensively, used the dribble as a weapon, good ball movement. They've shot the three well, and that's really helped them get back in this game.
Yeah, they were only 2 for 15. They knocked down 4 in the third quarter.
Yeah, they spread them out. Here's another good look right there.
There's Dort. No. Rebound goes astray. Back comes Team Red. There's Lugansk. Look out. He said showtime. Is it? There's the hook pass. And Banton with the dunk.
Well, great job that time. He drew Kirkwood to him and then just threw it up top. And
love the way he plays.
Well, he's tenacious competitor.
And underneath the Samuel. Tyrese Samuel again playing at Wasatch Academy in Utah.
He's a fascinating talent. I mean, he's going to blossom into something really special. Really good finisher. And
Tom Lee off balance. He got it. And he was fouled too. No call. What a three.
Yeah, he could stroke it.
That was Nash-like. And Samuel goes up. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. That was McCoy who got him on the arm.
You know, I just love his wingspan, Samuel. Like, these are guys that, you know, he plays a lot bigger than his size. So he's 6'9", but he can get to balls, you know, in terms of shot blocking, on-ball defense, getting in passing lanes as a help defender. And that's what you want, is a guy that can play on both ends for you.
Look out! Lugansk again, and Sweet Lou doing it. Another Dort. And that might become a verb here, the way it's going last couple of years. May have just put himself back in the spotlight for MVP, Lugan Stewart. Cutting inside, nice move by Brown, put it back out, kicked it out. Samuel, used to be a guard, by the way, grew 6 inches the last couple of years. Now it's showtime for Banton with the slam, hammers it home.
Well, that's what, you know, you mentioned the thing with Samuel. That's why he's, you know, he's going to be a late bloomer. You got to be patient with his development.
Well, Brown,
I like what I see, though.
Brown lost the ball in the paint, and a foul. So 112-93 now as Team Red tries to inch a little closer. Lots of time left. This is what we've seen the last couple of BioSteel games. In the second half of the fourth quarters, start to see that defense start to lock down a little more.
Well, they get their second wind and they pick it up a notch. Incoming.
Samuel. By the way,
good
player
pass.
he likes the most?
Who's that?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Wow, the Greek Freak.
That's a good guy to follow as well.
Yeah, and you know what he is? A late bloomer.
He was. And maybe still growing.
Yeah.
Tom Lee back out to Dort. Shot clock to 5. Dort knifing inside, goes straight up and puts it down. Wow. Lugan Stewart put it on a show.
Great change of direction and pace.
Kirkwood the other way.
Kirkwood again just makes all the solid plays. Not a flash and dash guy. Good player.
Vernon flashes in, and he'll go and shoot one.
Nice usage. Lefty off the glass. And a finish. And
Lugan Stewart has everything, doesn't he?
Well, he does. Stewart, look at this right here. Beautiful pass right here. Hook him up. Go get it. Now watch him right here. Off the high screen. Oh, killer move. And the finish.
My name is Dion Nedjum. I'm from Brampton, Ontario, and I go to TSN Academy. My brother is Melvin Nedjum. He plays at Iowa State, and he played at Iowa State, and now he recently plays in Russia. He's taught me a lot, just to work hard, and whatever I do, just put my all into it. I think at a younger age, I'm better at shooting and a better dribbler. I have 3 older brothers, so like we're all talking trash, and they always talk trash to me because they're older than me, but I've been able to talk a little bit more now. I'm excited for this game, getting to play against all the best players in Canada, all of us being on the same floor and seeing where I stand and proving myself. I got my brothers coming, Kenny, Ryan, my mom and my stepdad, and hi Mom.
Yeah, he may have gone through the most tickets of blended family, totaling 12 kids, and of course known probably a while ago as the brother of Melvin, and I'm sure Melvin would have no problem someday saying that he's the brother of Dion.
Well, and Melvin pushed him, as he mentioned, and he's pushed it tonight. 15 points, 8 boards. He was the MVP of the OSBA final, 15 and 10 in that game, and past season averaged 11 points, 7 boards, and we talked about his, it's 6'7", a little bit of a tweener. Is it 3 or 4? But around the bucket, we were joking before about those 2 post moves in the left post. He has a quick release around there. He's explosive. He's going to beat you with his strength, his explosiveness, his athleticism, and his toughness. And the skills are there as well.
Models his game after Draymond Green, he said.
Wow, good guy to want to model your game after, because Draymond really knows how to play. The thing I love about a guy like Draymond Green, I remember seeing him at Michigan State, just a point forward, good two-way player, outstanding defender, can guard multiple positions, and what a career he's had. And a late pick.
Saunders, go to the line and shoot. Hey, champs in the house. The champ, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
Wow, Lennox Lewis in the house.
The gold medalist. There's Lennox, does so much for boxing, of course, in Canada. Huge sport fan, great guy. And there's the unofficial mayor of Toronto, and maybe prime minister of Canada if he wanted to be. Pinball.
You're right. I think if he made a decision to run, he would win.
Oh, there
he'd win in a landslide.
Right.
He always,
yes, right.
He always knows where the camera is too. He's charming.
Does so much for charity.
Oh my goodness.
And he's around. He was the judge yesterday in the slam dunk contest, and he's a special guy.
Oh yeah, real gentleman.
Great to see them.
What you see is what you get. The same, he's one of those guys when you meet him in person, he's the same exact guy as you see him on TV and all that. I mean, he's a genuinely wonderful person.
Former player, of course, great player, and a coach.
Coach of the Argos. Yeah. I still love his rant in the locker room when he was coaching the Argos. Intense.
Oh, big block from Cassius Mcneely. Scoring and swatting.
Are we going to see that? Are we going to see that?
Rack it up, Bucky.
Rack it up right here, Bucky. Here we go. Get that garbage out of here. That's for you, Bucky.
And for Cassius.
Well, Cassius, obviously, he'll have plenty more of those. I don't think Bucky will ever have another block in his career, so we got to hook him up.
When these kids were hearing the other day that you were going to be doing this game, they couldn't wait to get a garbage out of here. That's all they were talking about. And that's special for something we don't talk about very often, this game. A chance to get on TV.
Yeah, no, and the exposure.
It's big.
And for their families across the country, and a lot of them are here, but unfortunately a lot of them can't make it, or different parts of the country, so it's a really cool thing.
That was magic.
And there's a lot of young people right now, 10, 11, 12 years old, that their dream will be to play in this game. Just like it is in the United States, playing the McDonald's All-American game and the Nike Summit, things like that. An event like this is, one of those things a young Canadian player can look at and say, I'm going to get a chance to play in the BioSteel game someday.
Here's Miller, bounce pass. Oh, that might have been one of the best missed dunks I've ever seen. And a knockdown three from Kabongo.
A for effort.
After, well, there's a missed dunk that way after Dort Kabongo'd one. Now here we go. Patterson. Now the slam dunk competition is on here in the fourth. This game getting a little out of hand, 124-102.
Well, remember what I mentioned, the fatigue starting to set in a little bit.
Mcneely, Dort, putting on a show. Bediako can't knock it down.
Ziago's impressed me, and he runs the floor pretty well. Get him right here.
Lugan's alley-oop toss, no. And Keyshawn goes up and will put it down.
Yeah, Saunders right there.
Now this is starting to look like that Rising Stars game.
Yes, well, no, as I said, fatigue, and you mentioned the injuries earlier.
Here's Miller trying to take it home.
I like that, though. Good challenge at the rim. Asiago, don't bring that in my world right here. You know what he said, Rodden?
I know what he said.
He said, no, 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 none of that in here. Not my house.
Dort misses, and others are hit at the BioSteel All-Canadian. There's the CN Tower. And tomorrow, way down south.
Gotta get some goals, Toronto FC.
Well, they're up 3-1.
We gotta get a few more.
As the Azteca Stadium tomorrow, 10 Eastern. And a former member of TFC, Dwayne De Rosario.
I see him in a lot of Raptor games. He's a big hoops fan.
Tell you what, TFC,
they're for real.
They are for real, but they also love hoop. You see,
oh yeah,
Jose Altidore there. And
Michael Bradley was at a game a few weeks ago.
There.
Yeah.
It's been terrific. Everybody supports everybody. And hey, how good is this city going to be in the next little while? I mean, the Blue Jays are off to a good start.
And the Jays are playing well. And
TFC, two playoff teams.
Raptors and Leafs. It's fun. It's fun.
Good to be in the six these days.
Yeah, and you think about Jerry Stackhouse's 905 team. They lost in the first game of the G League Finals last night, but they got another one coming up. And what a great run they had a year ago, winning the whole thing, and to get back again. We saw Masai Ujiri here earlier, and what a fabulous job he's done. Putting the whole thing together. He and Bobby Webster and company, and obviously Dwayne Casey and his coaching staff, and building it the right way.
Well, the Raptors getting win number 59 tonight in Detroit. Could get magical number 60, which would have seemed unimaginable. Nice play there by Price-Noel. Did you see 60 coming at the beginning of the season?
No, absolutely not. I mean, because you had so many young players. You had 4 young players coming off the bench, and you're starting a young player as well, and OG Anunoby, and you had to replace Corey Joseph, Patrick Patterson, Damari Carroll, PJ Tucker. So how do you expect to be better when you lose 4 good veteran players? And yet they knew something, and they knew the right thing. They knew they were even better.
Quincy Guerriere go to the line here, down 20. This game starting to look like last year's game, only it was red taking it to white.
And I would say this too, you touched on the Raptors. The way they play, it's a great example for these young players to watch. Like unselfish, team play, the pass is cool, hook up your teammate, always give up the good shot to get the great shot. It's a great brand of basketball to preach and to really convince kids that that's the way to play.
Well, the game has changed really so much over the last few years. We can credit that Hall of Famer, Steve Nash. Look at Dort. Oh, another big miss. But did you feel the earth move?
I did. I think that's a song.
Wow.
I can feel the earth move under my feet, right?
Oh my goodness, this
Look
was
at this right here.
Enormous.
Ooh, he's got some ups.
These are the 2 best missed dunks I've ever seen.
Yeah. He's worth the price of admission, I'd tell you that.
But the great thing, you touched on it, Jack, the way the game is played now is, for a while there, it was a game where you had to play at 6'8" to 7 feet. Now, little guys can play the game now.
Well,
you can
they
shoot the ball now. The three is sexy. The pass is sexy. The dunks are always sexy.
Yeah, and you know what, too? You have to be able to guard multiple positions, and you see teams at the collegiate level, the pro level, they're willing to take a chance on guys that are long and athletic, that can guard multiple positions and deflect and block shots.
Saki, slam dunk time. No. Slam dunk champion, smallest guy on the floor, but maybe just wanted the assist. Gary Hare.
I think
dunks it.
I think he's a little tired.
130, 112, 4 minutes to go, and we might see a few monster slams down the stretch here. Dort's still on the floor. And not a lot of D being shown in the late going here, as you mentioned. Looks like they're a little gassed.
Yeah. But we've gotten a good show tonight.
We've got a really good show. Out of anybody you've seen tonight, who do you think down the road, and it's very hard to project, that we're going to be talking about?
Oh, I'd say Mcneely. Obviously Patterson. I mean, they're younger guys. And,
stay on course, obviously.
You know, and we know all about Dort already. I mean, but you know, when you start looking at young guys like sophomores, grade 10 guys, Patterson and Mcneely like jump out at me. And I said this before, the kid Banton, wow, he to me, again, I think west of Kentucky, if you're Rick Sansbury, the coach there, you got a steal.
Lugan's trying to race down the floor because he knew what he possibly could have. There is Delano Banton. What a night he had that first half tonight. Memorable first BioSteel game.
Asiago, he's a fascinating guy.
Beast.
You know, and he's an emerging young player. You know, we talked a lot about Kirkwood. You know, he's going to be a real good player at Harvard, and I like the polish that he brings.
He'll be our boss someday.
We'll be working for him someday. You know what they say about Harvard people, though, right? They pick their nose to show you their ring. So, hey, a Harvard class of '68. All right, buddy, congratulations. Good for you.
Oh, and don't forget this guy, Jonathan Kabongo. He can ball.
And this kid, I mentioned, you know, Saki going to Valparaiso and played really well early on.
Look out now, Dort. Just a finger roll that time, and Lugan Stewart, game-high scorer right now. There is a 3-ball. 3 minutes to go.
Price-Noel, that's dialed that baby up right there, and he's got a sweet stroke.
Kabongo thought he had it. Saki back the other way.
Nice move right there.
Joel Brown again playing for his brother Samuel tonight. Sean Henry, of course, playing for his late father. Passed away. Used to watch the BioSteel game with his coach here. Saki just takes it to the rim, and his father's somewhere and happy that his son made it to this game.
Very proud. Great accomplishment. Great moment in his life.
That's one thing these kids will never forget. A night like tonight.
No, absolutely. They had Rod Black call their game.
Yeah,
I mean,
Jack Armstrong giving them a hello.
Figure, you know, Rod Black, the voice of every sport across the country. You weren't calling pirouettes tonight, though, right?
No Salk House. And look at this. Here we go, some showtime. Stolen. By the way, Lugan Stewart.
30. What? He's got 30 points. As I said, you don't want to peak too early, Roddy. You know, just it's like a little rope-a-dope action. He sets everybody up. Here he comes right here. The crossover, the finish.
I think his hands getting hurt.
My name's Addison Patterson from Milton, Ontario, and I go to Athlete Institute Prep. Yeah, Penny Hardaway is my favorite, my favorite old player. So yeah, I watched a little bit of him. Yeah, I just hoop, go to school, play 2K. Oh, I put it at like 12-minute quarters on rookie, and I got like 130 points, no assists, 2 rebounds. No one could guard Harden. Hard to guard him. I'm the best 2K player in 2020. That's a fact.
Well, maybe someday the goal is to play yourself. I guess you can in 2K, but maybe wear that uniform someday. I'll tell you what, this kid's on a good path.
Oh, boy.
He could be the MVP for Team Red.
No, and again, I mentioned it before. When you look at him play, he shoots it, he drives it. He's got tremendous length.
He's the youngest player on the floor.
Yeah, you know what? He's calm. That's what I really like about him. He never gets rushed.
Daniel Saki making a late bid, perhaps as well for MVP. Last night's slam dunk champion. It's an 11-point game. Saki again. And they're going to put it back up here again. They're going to go to the line. And maybe we have some drama now. Suddenly, a 9-point game. And if he can get it to single digits, they might be running out of time. But the pressure worked.
This is a great job that time. And that's a no-no, throwing the ball back down towards the baseline. And got to look up. And they'll be up in the pressure defense right here. Whoop, missed the free throw.
To make those in the late going. More pressure. Here he comes. Man of the night again.
Yeah, this is what he does so well. He's so strong with the ball. Hard to... Look at it. He gets it taken. Wow.
They're playing hard now. And it was maybe the two guys who are going to be MVPs who collided there.
Yeah.
Patterson and Dort. Dort, by the way, has 30 points. One off the BioSteel record. 31 by Javon Blair a couple years ago. Got to score quickly here, though. And they wouldn't mind a three. Grab a baseline.
Nice pass.
And no, but the rebound down to Patterson, a key one. He'll fight and gets the foul.
That was a good look to the corner that time, and wide open shot. Kirkwood. And he's talking to himself right there because it was a real nice look. And they're going to shoot. No, is it non-shooting foul? Or, I mean, excuse me, non-bonus.
Yeah,
so Red will inbound.
Saki back out to Price-Noel. He's going to drive this, and he's going to go and shoot two.
Well, and that's the beauty
Stops
of it.
the clock.
Exactly, and now they get it to a 7-point game if at all possible.
There is Jabril Price-Noel, the 18-year-old out of Scarborough, plays at Southwest Christian Academy.
And Dan Van Horn, his club, is fighting tooth and nail. He's there with his assistant, Daniel Pearson, and they're giving it everything they got.
Great to have the youth sport coaches coaching these players destined for the NCAA.
But there's plenty of talent out there for them, too.
Absolutely. And here's Dort. They're going to try to foul him. They do. Stopping that clock, just 3 seconds off of that.
Foul team, number 12, Addison Patterson has his first foul game.
Dort is a tough guy to stop.
Well, yeah, because he's so explosive, changes pace, and obviously the strength. Just an absolute beast. Look at the pressure here. Joel Brown putting it on him.
Kabongo, now Dort. Knifes inside and spins to the baseline. He's fouled.
I mean, he looks like he gets shot out of a cannon when he puts his mind to go into the basket. I mean, he's just explosive.
I don't know how many ice bags this guy needs after a ball game, but he lays it all out there.
Imagine if, I don't know if he ever played football, but imagine him as like a
fullback or a
running
linebacker.
Fullback, you know, like that guy coming at you.
So that ties.
I'm running the other way.
Yes, ties the all-time record. And now he is the all-time record holder. 32 points, and he may not be done yet tonight. And Saki, coast to coast. Won't sleep on Team Red just yet. Looking for another steal. There goes Lugans. Inside, and
nice pass.
Nice lay-in from Edgem, and that might have been the dagger.
What a pass by Dort, though, beating the pressure, getting his teammate a layup.
Price-Noel, no, way off.
That's it.
Edgem gives it off to Dort with 35 to go. Lugans, Dort. New BioSteel game record with 32. Edgem. Time ticking down, and Miller just lays it in. Well, a night to strut their stuff and stuff their strut for these kids. They put on a show. 14 seconds to go. Team White is going to prevail this year. But I'll tell you what, all these scouts had to be impressed.
Well, you know, you talk about prevail. All the kids here prevailed because the fact that they got here is a tremendous accomplishment. They've earned it. And congratulations to all of them for being here and giving these folks here at the University of Toronto an entertaining ball game tonight. And good luck to them all in their future endeavors.
And a final dunk by Dort. Just kind of laid that in. 3 seconds to go. And Lugan Stewart with 34 in the game. Agent 0.
Well, Rod, this was a fun ball game, and Dort came on late. We saw so many great performances there. Banton right there, and the White squad coming up victorious.
147-131, the Rising Stars in Canada. The high schoolers. They rock the gym tonight at the BioSteel All-Canadian basketball game.
The 2018 BioSteel All-Canadian Basketball Game is brought to you by BMO.
Team Red giving Team White absolutely everything they had at the end of that game, but Team White just blew that one open in the second half, led, of course, by Lugan Stewart. He is a 2-time MVP. He also sets a BioSteel All-Canadian record with 34 points in this game. And Addison Patterson, watch this kid. He's only 16 years old. Imagine the future for him. He had 16 points. He was 8 of 10 from the floor. And also for Team Red, it is Quincy Guerrier. He had 16 points. He is your MVP. Dort is your MVP. And standing by with them right now is Kelsey.
Thanks, Kate. I'm here with Lugan Stewart. Back-to-back MVPs. You're the first person to get 2 MVPs. Can you describe your emotions right now?
I'm blessed, to be honest. It's all the work I've been putting in the gym the whole year. I feel grateful right now.
All right. Now you set a new BioSteel All-Canadian scoring record, 34 points, beating Javon Blair's 31. What was your mindset going into this one?
Came here, have fun with all the top players from Canada, and then I'm blessed for that.
All right, now you're sharing this co-MVP with one of your good friends. I'm going to move over to Quincy. Quincy, like I said, good friends with Lou Dort here. You guys got to represent in Quebec in the best way possible, double MVPs. What does it mean for you?
Like I said, Lugan was talking to me yesterday before we were sleeping, and he said we got to win the MVP both because we represent Quebec, and that's it. We win the MVP.
Now, last year you were on the same team as Lou, so you weren't able to win, of course, co-MVPs. What was it like battling it out with one of your best friends?
Yeah, this guy's a dog, man. I can complain he's a dog. That's the only thing I can say about him.
He's a dog. Thank you, guys, and congratulations again.
All right, thank you very much, Kelsey. Well done. How much fun is it going to be to see Lugan Stewart over at Arizona State next year, and a lot of these future stars in the NCAA for years to come. Well, Team White hanging on for the big 147-131 victory. The future stars once again did not disappoint. They put on a show here at the Goldring Center at the University of Ontario. For Dort and Team White, they hang on for the 147-131 victory. For Jack, Rod, Kelsey, and myself, thanks again for watching the BioSteel All-Canadian game on TSN. Sports Center with Jennifer Hedger and Darren Detishin is coming up next.